If you have a good entrepreneur and a bad market, the market wins. And if you've got a bad entrepreneur and a good market, the market wins. All right, so the market that you pick a lot of times will have a huge determination on the level of success that you have, right? It is more important to pick the right boat than how hard you row. Those are Warren Buffett quotes. You can take those to the bank. So top 5 industry I would be pursuing in 2021, 2022 that are coming up, all right? The first one, and believe it, this is going to be unsurprising to you, is all things that are associated with crypto. So NFTs, DeFi, Web 3.0, all the things that are coming as downstream ramifications of this new technology, right? It's booming, and there's a lot of really cool applications that are going to come as a result of this. So if you know this industry, then that would be something that I would be looking at, because even if you're okay, you will be a player in a massively growing industry, so you'll have a huge tailwind behind you. The second, believe it or not, is cannabis, right? It's still trusted, and the reason I also like it is that it's relatively recession-proof, right? Actually, it's a pro-recession thing. When recessions happen, alcohol and drug use goes up. So this is something that's still, like, the market's so big, it still hasn't been conquered yet. There's still tons of growth to happen there. There's still people, it's just becoming mainstream. It still hasn't been completely, decriminalized in all the states, et cetera. And so cannabis would be something that I would be looking at for types of businesses that I would be looking at building. The next one is e-learning. So obviously this is a big favorite of mine, and that's because I believe, and you've probably heard me say this many times on the channel, I think that formal education has failed many of us. It is an antiquated system that is built on general knowledge rather than specific knowledge, and right now people want specific skills that they can use in the marketplace to make more money. And so the e-learning industry is becoming increasingly fragmented. I don't think that trend will decrease. I think it will only increase in its fragmentation. It'll have more silos and more verticals with excellent teachers at the top of them teaching very niche down skills. And so I think that if you have a niche skill, the e-learning marketplace in general is something that I would be looking at investing in my time and effort and money, etc. All right, and I walk this talk. This is what we do with acquisition.com. We invest in these types of businesses. All right, the fourth, and this is a huge one, is remote living. All right. So remote living is everything that touches the consequence of the huge push to remote. So more people are moving out of cities, they're moving to have more space, they're having at-home offices. This thing that I'm recording on is a mobile studio, right? Like, if you're a photographer, build mobile studios. Tons of people want to be able to travel, they want to have studios from home. Tons and tons of business to be had there. You don't even have to market, there's so much demand for this type of stuff. And there's so many downstreams of that. That's why Zoom blew up. There's so many things with remote living. The reason that home decorations and home improvements has been booming is because people are spending more time at home. So that's why people want bigger houses. That's why they're spending, all of this stuff is a consequence of this trend, which I don't think is going to decrease, right? And then finally, you could consider this maybe a spin-off of the one above, but I felt like it was different enough that it deserved its own thing, which is warehousing and logistics. There is more need for shipping and stuff to be stored now than ever before, and that trend will only increase as people want to stay at home, right? They want stuff shipped to them, and the demand for people to be lazy is very, very high. Our brains are wired to do as little effort as humanly possible, and so anything that I see that works in a trend of delivering something to someone faster with the least amount of effort, and this is the value equation, right? High perceived likelihood and a dream outcome, which is they just click something and it shows up. Those are things that I would be investing in because I believe that they will be the things that outperform the marketplace as a whole. And so if you can get into a market that has a tailwind, then you're also going to make the most money. And so as a reminder for those of you who are new to the channel, there are 4 things that we look at in every market, all right? Number 1 is the market growing? Number 2, are the people easy to target? Number 3, is there a need for it? Are people in pain, right? Do they not like the way things are currently, this is a smiley face, sorry, there you go. Do they not like the way things currently are and they have pain to be solved? And finally, do they have purchasing power? And so I would look at one of these as the big buckets that exist, and then you find 1 or 2 steps down from this bucket, you zero in on your niche that you can capture that is in this growing marketplace, and you will have the chips stacked in your favor in terms of getting investment funding, in terms of the amount of demand that will happen simply based on the fact that more people want this than there are suppliers of it. And this is a simple supply and demand curve, and we prefer to be on the things that have more demand and less supply than more supply and less demand, all right? And that is how I analyze this in terms of the things that I'm looking at that I think are gonna be good, big trends that you can hop on if you're thinking about investing your time and effort into starting a new business. So anyways, Mosey Nation, lots of love, keep being awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video.